NBA players retiring after this season of 2019-2020. Last season, the NBA gave out a couple farewell tours to Dirk Nowitzki and Dwayne Wade. This year, we'll be giving out a couple more to players who played their hearts out and stayed out in the league longer than most. These players have represented the NBA with the ultimate class and deserve to be recognized. Keep watching to find out which NBA stars are going to be retiring at the conclusion of the 2019-2020 season. Vince Carter. Vince Carter was drafted in the 1998 NBA draft by the Toronto Raptors. But before the draft, Carter arrived late at night in Canada and checked into the larger-than-life hotel connected to the Toronto Blue Jays Stadium. The hotel didn't have his reservation, so he had to move down the Toronto lakefront to a different hotel that had a room available. His room service dinner didn't show up for several hours after he ordered it. His move to Toronto wasn't looking so good. The next morning, with general manager Glenn Grunwald in attendance, Carter's workout was delayed. Vince didn't have his gear and his routine was off. When he finally got to work out, it went poorly and he was upset. "It was awful," Carter recalled in 2019. "I was like, this is not meant to be." It's been almost 22 years and Carter, who will turn 43 in January, is still playing basketball. He's got one more run until he retires from the NBA. Trae Young and 4 other Hawks hadn't been born yet when Carter took the floor for the first time in the NBA. Yes, an all-starter in Trae Young wasn't even born yet when the Raptors got Carter in a draft night trade. "It's really cool. It's what makes this special," Young said about Carter. "He's just a dope person and he's good to just be around." Even though Carter thought the workout was a total mess, Grunwald disagreed. He saw Carter's demeanor and personality that was liked by the Raptors front office. He came in and he was. At the time, Raptors head coach Butch Carter later told Carter his workout was the best they had had. Carter was shocked and second-guessed what Coach Carter had said. Carter was Toronto's first basketball superstar. Carter even had a signature shoe called Nike Shocks. Carter went as far as to ban dunking during Toronto's practices because he didn't want the rim to get damaged. In his second season, he got the Raptors into the postseason, giving Canada some playoff basketball action. Then, in his third season, the Raptors won their first series ever before losing a heartbreaking 7-game series to the number 1 seeded Philadelphia 76ers. In his 7th season, though, Carter wanted to go somewhere else. Players and coaches, along with fans, could tell that his effort and energy weren't the same. Some people questioned the severity of his knee injuries. Others thought he flat out quit on the team as he forced his way out in a deal. So therefore, Carter was traded in 2004. All of the questions about his health don't matter anymore. Just 6 players from the 2004 season are still playing the NBA currently. He held up just fine. But now in his final season, Carter's being honored for being a basketball lifer as much as for being an all-time great. He's always at practice. He's always at the games. He's always ready to play, Atlanta's Cam Reddish said. "It's pretty unbelievable." While Carter, clearly genetically blessed, he hasn't been immune to aging. Some days, the rim feels like it's a few feet higher than it used to be. "The ball will get stuck on the basket, and people will still look at me," Carter hilariously said. "I'm like, what? Let me get a broom." After games when the adrenaline leaves his system, his muscles, tendons, and bones all ache. The will to keep going escapes too. "Some mornings I wake up, tell myself that I'm taking the fine. I'm not going in today. I'll call in and say, how much do I owe? See you tomorrow," he acknowledged. "And then I gave myself 5 or 10 minutes. I walk around a little bit, get through the limps, bones crack a little bit, and I'm off to work." That's how we all feel when we wake up in the morning to go to work. Only athletes have much more activity than many in terms of work jobs. Of course, a career in television is certainly a possibility with Carter. When Carter demanded out of Toronto, he used to get booed in his return. Now, Raptors fans realize that he was the start of that 2018-2019 championship run where the Raptors won the NBA championship. The old criticisms that he smiled too much or that he didn't have the same killer gene as Michael Jordan don't matter anymore. The Carter smile that impressed the Raptors more than 21 years ago should help other prospects realize that even on an off day on the court, how you present yourself really matters to organizations. If an athlete has passion and love for basketball, the front office will see it. Vince Carter has now played in 4 different decades. He's played with Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, and even Luka Doncic. That's pretty unreal. To this day, Carter can only smile about what he's accomplished. "They said I shouldn't smile, that I should have a scowl on my face, blah blah blah. I didn't understand that because this was my happiness. I was thankful to be out here," Carter said. "Every day I played the game, I was happy. I got the chance to play against some of the greatest before they walked out of the game. You'd smile too." When Carter retires when the season is over, we'll smile with him and remember some of the greatest Vince Carter moments in history. Those dunks were pretty special. Carter has played in over 1,500 games and has a career average of 16.8 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 3.1 assists per game throughout his career. Carter made 8 All-Star games during his career, and also played in the playoffs for half of his career. Carter was a Rookie of the Year and became an All-NBA selection twice in his career. Currently, it wouldn't seem like it, but Carter is also a 37% three-point shooter. Not too bad for a guy with a reputation of taking it to the rim with authority. TYSON Chandler. On April 10, 2019, TYSON Chandler confirmed that the 2020 season will be his final season. TYSON Chandler said, "I know I definitely want to play one more year. I know next year will be it." Chandler is currently playing his 19th season in the NBA. He's played with the Mavericks, Knicks, Lakers, and is currently on the Rockets. Chandler holds his time with the Mavs in high regard and is starting to think he should have finished his career there. Chandler and the Mavs won an NBA title in 2011. An accomplishment, he says, means everything. Alongside Dirk Nowitzki, Dallas managed to knock off LeBron James and the Miami Heat in 6 games. It was Chandler's first, and so far only, championship. Unless the Rockets win, he'll only have one championship, but some players walk away with none. He'll always be able to think about that moment. Do I think what if with the Dallas team? Absolutely, Chandler said via Mark J. Spears of The Undefeated. My championship with Dallas in 2011 means everything, Chandler added. I keep the ring in my safe. I bring it out every once in a while. Once I settle down and retire, I will probably enjoy the accolades a little more than I do now. After the 2011 championship, Mavs owner Mark Cuban broke up the team, leaving Chandler a hot commodity in free agency. Dallas only offered him a 2-year deal, and Chandler declined because he got better offers elsewhere. Chandler, to this day, still believes that the Mavs would have won back-to-back titles if the team stayed together. If you ask me, I should have finished my career in Dallas, Chandler said via The Undefeated. I should have played the last 10 years and played 20 years and finished there. But I also feel like everything happens for a reason. My journey was a hell of a journey, and I wouldn't change it. This season, Chandler joined the Rockets on a 1-year deal. Chandler seems to be enjoying his time in Houston and believes that the Rockets have a legitimate chance on getting him another championship ring before he retires. It's been so much fun playing for the Rockets, Chandler told The Undefeated. This is where the league is today. I feel like I'm with the best guys to do it in this style of basketball, and James Harden and Russell Westbrook. It's fun to be on this side and see it firsthand what they're doing, and I just feel like this is the window for this team. Chandler missed a portion of the beginning of the season due to pain in his ribs and spasms in his shoulder. Although Chandler is healthy enough to play now, the Rockets haven't given him much playing time. However, with the Rockets thin at the center position, Chandler can make a difference in a couple games if given the opportunity. Chandler has played in 1,160 games in his career, and will have a couple more to add during his time in Houston. He averaged 8.2 points and 9 rebounds per game in his career. Chandler was well known for his defense and has 1 Defensive Player of the Year to his name, along with being named to the All-Defensive Team 3 times. Chandler made the All-Star game 1 year and experienced 9 different playoff appearances. One heck of a career for TYSON. Pau Gasol. Pau Gasol has acknowledged that his long basketball career will come to an end very soon. The former Los Angeles Lakers star power forward has been injured during the latter part of his career. In an exclusive interview with MARCA, he discussed his future after retirement. As Gasol was beginning his 19th season in the NBA with the Blazers, he knew that being 40 years old with injuries wouldn't help his return to the NBA. He acknowledged that he wasn't concerned about his future. "I am not worried about the future. I understand that my career is about to end. It is something I've been assimilating these years. I am sure that my career as a basketball player will end in a little while. It won't be much more, as much as I love playing. There is uncertainty about what will happen after, but I've been training to have different options, objectives, and responsibilities. Activity will never be missing. I would like to have space to work with an organization, a team or an organization within the sport. I will also look for flexibility to be with my family. For now, I want to continue enjoying this stage as a player, although I know that the chapter or the book will end. Then another chapter will begin, and we will continue writing good pages." When asked if he would coach after retirement, he acknowledged that it could be a possibility at some point, but not currently. "I understand this journalistic game, and that they asked me about this. They also asked Greg Popovich. At this time, due to the injury, I have not been able to be on the court, and I am trying to have a positive impact on my teammates, transmitting knowledge and experiences that serve the team. I want to feel useful without playing. I don't know if that translates into a future as a coach. It's something that years ago I thought I was never going to consider, and yet now I think you can never say never. It is clear that for many players who retire, it is a way of being near the court. After the player, the coach is the closest person to what we feel. It makes some sense, but I don't think about it. Before I said never, now I say maybe." Gasol played in 1,226 games in his long career in the NBA. He averaged 17 points, 9.2 rebounds, and 3.2 assists, along with 2 championship rings. In 18 seasons, Pau saw the playoffs in 12 of them. and reached 6 All-Star games in his career. GASOL also made 4 All-NBA teams and was the Rookie of the Year when he came into the league years ago.